يفنى الكل ويبقى هو ليس الباقي إلا هو الله 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 ما لي رب إلا هو.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Okay? Now, this verse Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying very clearly that verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here that and those who believe without sin and keep namaz well established. Okay? وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ and keep namaz well established. وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ and those who spend in our way from the sustenance which we have given them. Okay, so three very important things are happening here, which have been explained in this ayah. Those who believe without sin, we spoke about that yesterday, and who keep namaz well established. In other words, read their namaz in the proper times. That means keep your namaz continuous. Okay? Second thing, and who spend in our way from the rizq, from the sustenance which we have given them. Okay? Three important points. Right? Now, regarding this, it has been, regarding this verse, it has been said mentioned in the Tafseer. We explained yesterday about the ghaib. We spoke about that already, right? Now today we're speaking about وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. Now, as far as establishing prayer, establishing namaz, it has been stated that in the tafsir that to establish salah means to have continuance in your salah. In other words, to continuously read your salah. In other words, daily 5 times salah in its appointed time. Again, I'm expounding on what the basic text is. Okay. Now, how do you do this? How you are keep continuance in salah? Not just by reading it, but by performing it sincerely. Important thing is to perform it sincerely. And when to perform it? In its appointed time. In the time that has come for it. In other words, don't delay your salah without reason. To perform it in its appointed time. And how? In the prescribed manner. Okay? To keep salah established, it means to keep it established here, the tafsir is saying, that it is to pray the salah, to keep it continuous, perform it sincerely, when in its appointed time, and in the prescribed manner, as you have been commanded to perform the salah, right? And how else? Tafsir is explaining more, how else? In its prescribed manner, how? With its related laws. With all the laws, with all the masail that are related to namaz, taking heed to its obligatory, traditional and desirable actions. In other words, paying attention, taking heed, paying attention to the fard actions, the sunnah actions and the mustahab actions. Okay? Obviously the wajib is included between the fard and the sunnah. Okay? So they are telling us that we have to pay attention to all of this when we read salah. The next thing they're saying in this tafsir, that keeping it well established, what else it means? Not to cause any hindrance in your salah. In other words, not to do that thing which causes your salah to become void, causes your salah to be lost, invalid. Okay? And to protect your salah from defective or nullifying factors. In other words, makruh, to protect yourself from those things which are makruh, defective, and nullifying factors, factors that will break the namaz. You have to be careful of that also. If you do all this, and what else? And to establish its laws correctly. In other words, to keep its laws in accordance with how they should be in namaz. If you do all of this, then you have established salah. Then you have read your salah as it's supposed to be read and properly. Now, there are many demands of salah. There are certain rights, in inverted commas, we'll call it the rights or the demands. Okay, of salah. Amongst them, there are two different categories. There are two types basically. One is apparent, the zahiri. One is the apparent right of namaz, the apparent demand of namaz. It refers to that which we have already mentioned above. In other words, to read the namaz properly, to read in its time, to follow the rules about the namaz. Those are all apparent things. Those are, we discussed it already. That is one. Okay. The second is the intrinsic action, the inner action of salah. Okay, the inner essence of salah. One is what you're supposed to do, read in your time, read it properly, read it with sincerity. That's the zahir. But the batin, the inner sense of the essence of the salah is that to divorce oneself from all worldly thoughts and desires. When you say Allahu Akbar, what are we supposed to do? Divorce yourself from all the thoughts of the dunya. All those things that are not related to your salah. Okay, I'm expounding again. So to divorce oneself from all worldly thoughts and desires, and to make ibadah, to pray in the court of Allah with complete sincerity. For Allah. What happens? You notice? When you read salah, the mind is wandering to the shop sometimes. It's going somewhere else. So that's why they say that if you want to be devoted in your salah and you want to truly establish salah, then it must be apparent and it must be within also. In other words, when you make Allahu Akbar, you should forget everything else. You should forget everything else. Your concentration must be in your salah, and as it is in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how you should stand? As if you are seeing your Rabb. And you can't do that, then know that your Rabb is seeing you. Now once you do that, now you're establishing your salah as it needs to be established. Okay? So obviously they're saying that the inner essence of salah is that to divorce oneself from all worldly thoughts and desires, and to pray in the court of Allah with complete sincerity, dedication and devotion. Complete sincerity, dedication and devotion. Thus, what you do when you do that? When you're sincere, dedicated and devoted in what you're doing, what are you doing? What are you doing at that time? You are totally submitting yourself in the worship of Allah. You are totally submitting yourself in Allah's ibadat. Okay? And when you do that, then what has happened? You have established your salah. You have established your salah as you should establish your salah. Now the next ayat, okay, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying about what? To spend in the path of Allah from that which Allah has. وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Okay? Now concerning this, it is mentioned in the Tafseer. Very quickly I'm going to go through this. That this refers to spending in the path of Allah. And this spending in the path of Allah, in this sense, refers to actually zakat. It refers to your zakat, okay, paying zakat, just as it has been mentioned in other verse of the Holy Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states, يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. Okay, same ruling, exactly. This verse of the Holy Quran, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ, according to the Mufassirin, refers to paying zakat, just as it has been mentioned in the verse which I just read to you now. Or it means, the other view of this, the tafsir of this, or it means to do those actions which are beneficial. In other words, to do those actions which are beneficial. From that which Allah has given you, such as charity, providing for oneself and one's family. The tafsir of this is also that providing for yourself and providing for your family, what? The dururiyat, the necessities of life. Okay? Not lavishness, not being wasteful. Okay? To provide for yourself and for your family, or it means, another view, the desirable actions, mustahab actions such as optional charity, sadaqah nafila. It refers to the optional charity, one view is. And in this, the Mufassirin said, and in this is included Isa as-sawab. And in this, from this, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ, one of the tafsir is this, that in this is also included Isa as-sawab, sending reward to the souls, blessing to the souls of the deceased. Okay, it is also proven from this ayat in the tafsir of this. After this, Sadr al-Fadil rahmatullahi ta'ala says, very important, he gives a masla, he gives a rule, a law, he says, 11 Sharif, Fatiha, 3 days Fatiha, 40 days are all from this. To spend from that which Allah has given you. This is all from this. To spend from that which Allah has given you. All these actions are sadaqat and nafila. All these are optional charity. The actions of optional charity. Okay? And he says, what other way do you do this? Tafsir, what other way? And by reciting the Quran, kalima, etc. with good intentions, and by doing good actions is also a means of sawab. Because Allah gave you all the abilities to do that. So you're doing from that which Allah has given you. Okay? So they say that is one explanation. He gives another law. From the words mimma, it is evidence, it is very clear that wastage is however not allowed. To spend from that which Allah has, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ, to spend from that which Allah has given you. So it means they can't be wasteful, because what Allah gave you can't be wasted. What Allah gave you, you cannot waste. Okay? So from this it is evident that wastage is however not allowed. Whether it is on oneself or on others. Whether it's on yourself or on anybody else, wasting is not allowed. Okay? One should make sure that even when spending for others, one is not wasteful. Spending for others also, there is a limit. Okay, don't be wasteful. Giving precedence to the words razaqnahum. If you look at the word razaqnahum, and by pointing sustenance to himself. In other words, by referring the sustenance to himself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is informing us that all the sustenance that you get is not created by us. We don't make the sustenance, but all this is to the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Spend from that, in the essence of the ayat, spend from that from which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. So whatever you got, Allah has given you. Okay? So it means that whatever we get, whatever we earn even, is not our own. Our effort is that. But the giver is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is giving us this risk, right? It is through His grace that He has blessed us with this, and He reminds us. So Allah is reminding us that if we do not spend of that which He has blessed us with in His path, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ, Allah is talking about you spending in His path. So in other words, the tafsir is saying that Allah is reminding you that if you do not spend of that which He has blessed us with in His path, then we are miserly. And this is miserliness, one of the miserliness of the high degree. Okay, this is a form of being stingy, miserliness. And this type of miserliness this type of being miserly is the worst type. Okay, now inshallah tomorrow we will talk about the next verse of the Holy Quran there, and that also has to do very importantly about the revelation of the books and the Ahl Kitab, etc. We'll understand that more clearly, because this is one topic that is usually misconstrued, especially when it comes to the people of the book. It's misconstrued. This tafsir, inshallah, of the tafsir of this ayah will explain to us much better what this is really about.
ज़मीन ओ ज़मां तुम्हारे लिए, मकीनो मकान तुम्हारे लिए।